Guardians, welcome back. This is Right Way Gaming, and today we're bringing you another Destiny 2 video. If you're enjoying these, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button. I really appreciate the support, guys. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So, in order to unlock the Izanami Forge, which came out today, you need to first go to Nessus and kill a Vex to get a drop, which is called the Vex Transponder. Best way to do this, go to Artifact's Edge, go into the Lost Sector there, and just keep killing the goblins and hobgoblins until it drops. For part 2, it is yet another simple task that will only take you a few minutes, and you can stay in the same area you're already in, which is the Lost Sector for Artifact's Edge. You just simply need to kill 100 Vex. Nice and easy, guys, nice and easy. For the third part, it's yet another quite an easy step. It is simply to complete a heroic Spire integration, the Vex public event, where you have to basically stand on the 3 platforms, get them to 100%, and it triggers the heroic event. That is all you need to do for part 3, guys. It's pretty damn simple. Right, guys, for part 4, this is where things start to get a little bit grindy. You will need to kill, I repeat, you will need to kill 20 Minotaurs on Nessus in either Artifact's Edge, the Hollows, the Cistern, and one more which I can't remember, but you've got to kill Minotaurs in those areas. So the way I did this, guys, was one of 3 ways, and I kind of had to mix them together in order to get it done. First one is to do Spire integrations in Exodus Black. There is quite a lot of Minotaurs that spawn at that public event, but obviously we're relying on it to spawn. If it doesn't spawn, you've then got 2 areas where Minotaurs always spawn, and that is on Artifact's Edge. As you drop down to your left, there's a little bit of a cliff that one spawns on, and not only that, but you can go into the Lost Sector and kill one. And then in Exodus Black, there is also a cave to your right as you spawn in, where normally 3 shanks go. If you run down there, there'll be a Minotaur just before the portal, and if you run through the portal, there is another Minotaur in the middle of that room towards the end. That, guys, is pretty much it for step 4. I know this is where it starts getting grindy, so be prepared. For part 5, guys, it'll be your first venture into where the actual new forge is, guys. So you will get to see it, but you won't get to do much other than kill some ads, collect some data from some Vex spires, and yeah, that'll be it. It is basically a mission on Nessus, so just travel to Nessus, travel to the mission location, which will be shown on the map, and yeah, get it completed. I think it's a recommended power level of 630 though, so make sure you roughly are on that power level before attempting it. For part 6, guys, what you will need to do is take a quick visit to Ada, and then from there she will give you the next quest step, which is to actually complete 3 public heroic events, but they're 3 very specific public heroic events. So they are, first one is a Glimmer extraction, which can be done on EDZ in the Trostlands or Firebase Hades. You can also get it done in a few places on Nessus itself, which I can't remember the name of it, but I know there's a few places you can do it in there. You then need to complete a Spire integration, which can be found on Nessus on the Exodus Black or the Hollows area, which is what you'll have done previously anyway. You then need to complete a Witch's Ritual, which can only be found on Titan or Mars. So you need to complete the heroic version of all 3 of them in order to move on to the next part, guys. Next up for part, what I'm going to call part 8 or part 8B, I'm not too sure, because at this point there's obviously a lot of trips being visited to and from Ada being involved, as well as multiple parts to quests. But for the next part, guys, you have to do 3 things again. So the first one is to get precision multi-kills on Fallen in order to get some sort of ether. You need to get 40 of them in total. You also need to kill 5 blights in Lost Sectors on Io. Now, the only one that I could find that had one in was the Lost Sector that you spawn right in front of if you spawn next to Asher Mir. And then for the last part, you need to complete an investigation mission on Nessus, which is actually part of your map. So just follow that and complete it. It will involve you going through a bit of a jumping puzzle. It's a bit of a pain, if I'm honest, because you've got to shoot some sort of like oracles that spawn in order for all the platforms to spawn. Took me a while to get through, but it is doable on your own as long as you're around power level 630 again. After you've completed that, the next part to the quest is actually to go and take the ignition to the Izanami Forge, to the Volunder Forge, and to complete a Volunder Forge in order to reignite the Izanami Igniter, is what I'm going to call it. So yeah, you might need to get a team together with this, but I managed to use matchmaking and got 2 very good blueberries, into which we basically melted the crap out of the boss faster than I've done it before, so that was quite fun. Next up, yet again, it's another trip back to Ada with the Reigniting Ignition Forge, if that's what you want to call it. I'm not 100% sure. But once you've visited her, she'll give you a little bit of a spiel, bit of an insight into the ignition, and then she'll tell you that you need to basically go and complete a modified version of the Insight Terminus Strike. Now, this was a bit of a pain to solo, just because there's so many ads to deal with. I didn't die or anything, it just took my time doing it. So if you can get a fire team together, it'd be much better. But yeah, again, it is recommended at a power level of 630, so try to be around that if you're even trying to do this on your own. But yeah, it just took my time, but other than that, it weren't too difficult. Once you have done the Insight Terminus Strike, it will simply be a case of going to the forge to ignite it for the first time. Now again, this is a special quest that will be on your map, that will be startable as a separate instance. You will simply start it up, and once you get in there, you will run to the forge, and from there you'll see the boss spawn. It is like a Vex Hydra that has a rotating shield, but in order for it to rotate, you have to shoot these 2 drones at the side, similar to the other bosses, apart from this boss's shield doesn't disappear, it remains there permanently. You have to shoot the drones to rotate it, to open up the gap to shoot it, and each time the boss teleports, he will reset the shield so it's back in front of him, so that you have to shoot it again to rotate it and then do damage to him. Other than that, it's just a case of dealing with the fanatics and the other ads that spawn around you. Not too difficult yet again, took me no longer than 10 minutes to complete. But it'd give you a good insight on how to complete this forge. And once you've done all that, guys, guess what? It's time to finally go and visit Ada, time to finally unlock the Izanami Forge, and finally to get that bow frame. That's right, you get the bow frame from completing this quest line, let's call it. So you don't get a choice on which frame you start off with, because obviously Ada this week is selling the pulse rifle and the bow. So you do have to get the bow completed first before you can get that pulse rifle. I will be doing a video on how to get the bow and the pulse rifle later on this week, so keep an eye out for that. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, guys. I'll see you next time.